Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Colosseum. In the last episode, we captured a bunch of Shadow Pokemon around Pyrite Town. And first things first, you've probably noticed there's no more border. That's because I hated the way it turned out, and honestly, I just kind of like having the black bars on the side. It just makes things easier overall, so hopefully that's not too big of a distraction. If it is, then tell me, I'll come up with something. But why are we starting on the title screen? Well, the reason is, there are multiple title screens. So the one that you get automatically when you just start the game normally has Wes, Rui, Umbreon, and Espeon on it. But if you ever go into the menu and then go back to the title screen, you'll get a new one. This one has Sceptile, Blaziken, Swampert, Feraligatr, Meganium, and Typhlosion. The third one has Groudon, Kyogre, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. The fourth one has Wes, Rui, May, and Brendan from Ruby and Sapphire, with their horrible models. And of course, there is the default one. I don't know. This is just something that not a lot of people are likely to see, because once they get to this menu, they're likely just going to go to either story mode or battle mode. Why is the quit option even here? But I guess it's a cool detail. Whatever, let's get into the actual game now. Alright, so where we left off, we caught a bunch of Shadow Pokemon around here, and I said that Quagsire was the only one I was planning on using on my team. I somehow was wrong about that because I forgot in my notes that I had actually put another Shadow Pokemon from this area in my final team. And, yeah. So, my bad, but at the same time, it is a bit early in the game to already have 5 team members. This game has like a very weird distribution of Shadow Pokemon where, most of them end up being in Pyrite Town, and one town that's like pretty close in terms of story progression, so I can't really blame myself too much just because it seems like they'd be more spread out. But Flaffy is actually going on my team. I looked at my notes earlier and realized I had Flaffy written down, and then for some reason it just didn't occur to me that Quagsire wasn't the only one I was planning on using until after the video had already gone up. So unfortunately, I already went over Flaffy's evolution, even though I tend to like to do evolution bios as soon as the Pokemon on my team evolves. But I am going to be using Flaffy on my team just because it is one of my favorite Pokemon that you can actually capture in this game. I already know I've said multiple times that Quagsire is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, and that is still true to the fullest extent possible. I love Quagsire. Unfortunately, we did get Damp Fern ability, but believe it or not, this is basically the only game in the series where I would recommend that, because explosion moves are so frustrating in double battles, and these prevent those. The other ability that it could potentially have is Water Absorb, which makes it so if it is hit by a water type move, it restores some HP. But Flaffy, I guess I should go over why I want to use Flaffy, other than it being one of my favorite Pokemon. Honestly, Flaffy is just... it's really good, basically. It's like the best electric type we're going to be seeing throughout the entire game, and, well, not throughout the entire game, but the best one we're going to be seeing for now, at least, and it can do its job well when it comes to using Thunderbolt or Thunder or whatever. Welcome to Pyrite Colosseum. Are you here to register for entry? Yeah, your outfit clashes with this area very poorly. I'm sorry, but the current challenge is already underway. Please wait for the next challenge's registration. I didn't get here in time to make the registration. I've heard rumors that if you win the challenge, you get an awesome Pokemon like that Kale did. Aw, sheesh, what am I saying? You have to keep that a secret. Pretend you never heard me, okay? Wes, wasn't Kale that guy who was hanging around the town's entrance? We should ask him. He might know something. He sure might. Gonna go ahead and heal up my Pokemon. This is the healing machine I was talking about that made the hotel in the city worthless. I will meet you guys at the entrance of the city because walking in this game is so slow. What's that? You want to know if I have a weird Pokemon? If you want to know that much, you may as well see it with your own eyes. Rogue Kale. That seems like a name you would give to, like, moldy kale. Oh, that's funny. He's going to lead with a Furret and a Ralts. He is not a boss trainer, so I'm not going to be going over his Pokemon's movesets per se. Let's go out with Quilava and Espeon. Quilava is getting awfully close to having the door to its heart fully open, which is good. But wouldn't you know it, Furret is a Shadow Pokemon, and Furret was actually something I was planning on using on my team originally, but over time it just became less and less of an option for me because not only do I already have 5 of the team members I want to use for like the rest of the game on my team already, but Furret's just not great. Furret is one of my favorite Pokemon design-wise. I think it's really funny that it's 5'11", which means it's taller than Charizard by 4 inches. But, and don't take this as me saying Furret is bad, because it's not at all, especially in this game. You just saw what that quick attack did to Quilava's health bar. But I have tried to use it in this game before, and just the longer the game goes on, the less and less it's able to hold up against challenges that it faces in the game. But it does come with strength and the Silk Scarf item, and the Silk Scarf is something you are definitely going to want to get, so even if you aren't planning on using Furret on your team, still pick it up, because that Silk Scarf is a really good item. Furret's strength is actually extremely powerful with that Silk Scarf, and that's not even mentioning the quick attack that did most of Quilava's health bar in one hit. It's no joke in this game. Furret is something that can seriously be considered a good Pokemon basically exclusively in this circumstance. Even if its ability isn't great and everything, it's still good in this game. And if you are looking for a normal type that can do a ton of damage, we aren't going to be seeing another one for quite a while. I'm sorry if that bio seemed really, like, repetitive. That's because it was. Because I just spent 40 minutes trying to make my capture card work because Windows 10 updated while I wasn't at home. And I'm just not a fan of that, so if things seem off in terms of the way the recording looks at all, that's why. Blame Windows, not me. There goes Strength. Let's see what he's attacking. Umbreon. Yeah, even to Umbreon, which is a tank, that did a ton of damage, so... Okay, let's go Bite. I am targeting his Furret with Bite just because Umbreon can't do as much damage as Espeon can. After this turn, I'm going to start throwing Pokeballs because I know Confusion will knock out them and Chop in one hit. As you can see, his Pokemon are kind of jokes other than his Furret. But when I say his Furret's not a joke, it's like the least funny joke ever because it is not one. I could have thought that out better and I just didn't. So, alright. Espeon grew to level 30 there. So it's already ahead of Umbreon, which is saying something because it started out behind Umbreon. Okay, so I kind of wish I'd switched Umbreon and Espeon's positions because I do want Umbreon to be the one throwing Pokeballs, but whatever. I think we'll be able to do this relatively easy. I'm just gonna call Umbreon. One, two, three. One shot. That is epic. Alright. My Shadow Pokémon! That was it. That line Mirror B. He came up with that fancy, tough-sounding name Shadow Pokémon, but it was no big deal. You guys be careful too, don't be played for a sucker. That's about all they'll give you if you win at the Colosseum. Shadow Pokémon? That's what it's called? A Shadow Pokémon? That Pokemon with the black aura. I trust things are going according to plan, Mirabee.
Oh, yes, indeed, Master Nazgul. Our plan is coming along in a lovely, peachy-keen way. We've already broken Duke King's spirit. We can do as we please at the Colosseum without his meddling. We've been giving away Shadow Pokémon on the sly to challenge winners for gathering data.
Good. The others also appear to be doing their parts to implement our plan. Our Shadow Pokémon plan is falling into place quickly. The final phase is not far off.
Oh, this is perking up my spirit and body. Oh, I feel like dancing.
Save your dancing until our plan succeeds. I'm off.
Okay, then. I shall make my return to the cave where my darling Pokemon await my return. Let the music play!
Looks like the Colosseum has a secret. I guess there's no choice but to take part in a battle challenge there. Alright. That sounds pretty easy. So yeah, this is the point in the game where they finally reveal to you that these Shadow Pokemon are called Shadow Pokemon. If I had known that, I honestly would have held out on spoiling it a little bit longer, but I honestly just forgot this is where they tell you the name. I am going to be putting Shadow Pokemon I'm not actively going to use on my team in the PC, because I'll be working towards lowering their heart gauges off-screen. But, in terms of the videos themselves, I really just want to focus on my own main team. So, welcome to Pirate Colosseum. Are you here to register for entry? Yep. I'm sorry, but the current challenge is already underway. Please wait for the next challenge's registration. Okay. Well, looks like that's not what we have to do, even though that's what the game told me I had to do. Huh. Well, we'll figure something out, I guess. Let's talk to Mr. Broken Spirit Man. If you want to enter a battle, go see the Colosseum's receptionist. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy. I'm on the lookout. Nobody's supposed to get by me. There's nothing special behind the bookshelf. Yes, there is. There are skid marks on the floor as if it has been dragged. What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing, game? Tell me. Give me an answer. There's a button at the side of the bookshelf. It has to be this side specifically, and for some reason I remember the button being on the other side. I'm on the lookout. Nobody's supposed to get by me. There's nothing special behind the bookshelf. You're right, there isn't. My sister hasn't done anything but chatter. I'm so bored. I want to play house. Are you Papa's friends? I'm Marcia. Nice to meet you. But sorry, we're busy. We're talking about something that's quite important. Please come visit and play with us another time. That's why, Marcia, we've got to somehow snag them from those criminals. Why, you startled me! How did you get in here? That's weird. My little brother's supposed to be on lookout. That is weird. There's nothing there. Duking! How much more are you going to take from Mirabee and his stooges? They're using you and the Colosseum. What is the matter with you? Have they sucked the spirit right out of you? So you just clam up. I've lost faith in you. The man that just went out is Silva. He's Duking's friend. But he was really angry. His face looked all scary. Sorry, but I'm busy. You'll have to excuse me. Alright, buddy. Whatever you say. Maybe the Colosseum will accept me now! Someone! There's trouble! Help me! The chief's inside! Silva came and... Uh-oh. That Silva's gone too far this time. He ripped out and ripped off one of the gears. The
Colosseum's gonna be without power. Chief, are you alright? Yeah, the only thing bruised is my pride. It was only Silva, so I wasn't expecting any trouble.
Huh? But isn't Silva Duking's trusted lieutenant? What's his motive for doing this?
That's what I want to know. He was ranting about how the Colosseum can just shut down or something. Sorry to worry you, younglings. Thanks. I'll be fine now. But I need to ask a favor. Will you hear me out?
Yep.
The Colosseum loses power, the whole town suffers. I need you to find that gear Silva ran off with. I'm counting on you, younglings. Duking and Silva had a falling out? No, that can't be right. Silva would never betray Duking.
There's big trouble! The Colosseum must be in an uproar by now without any power! I mean, with the state of the Colosseum, like, is it really safe to assume it cares about having power? Like, from that zoom out we had earlier, we can see, like, there's a massive hole in the roof. Like, they have lighting. What else do they need to power? Whatever. There is one reasonable place to hide a gear. And that is the construction lot that they told you to go away from earlier. Good job, game designers.
Terribly sorry, Chief. You're sure you're okay? Yep, I'm fine. There's no need for all the worrying. Good, that's good. But Silva, this is an outrage. No, I reckon he agonized over this and did it because he thought it right. I can't blame the man for that. Enough about that, Duking. Instead, I think you should look over there. What, you people? I reckon you might be saying thanks, Duking. That's the gear. You found it for us? What amazing luck. I'll ask you to excuse me for my behavior earlier. You seem to be people who are worthy of trust. You have my sincere thanks. Alright, I'll get you to slot that gear snugly back in that gap where it belongs.
One of the gears is missing.
All done. Standing by. Let it roll. Oh, 30 long years I've been cranking gears. Oh, yeah. This is the way it ought to be. Things are fine now. I can tell that you're a man of courage and honor. I have a favor to ask. Will you hear me out?
Sure.
I'm grateful. I want you to enter the next Colosseum battle. I need you to win the knockout challenge and find out what's going on there. I can tell from a glance that you're no ordinary trainer. I know you can win. I'm sorry, but help me.
Alright. Well, next time on Pokemon Colosseum, I guess we'll be entering a Colosseum challenge and seeing what is going on in this town. That should be interesting. See you guys then.